All right, let's turn this Lynx Power In into a power distribution center. So if you've watched my other video on the Lynx Power In, the distributor, and all the other components that go along with it, you may be wondering, well, how do I turn my Lynx Power In into what you have there? Well, this video is going to describe that. So basically what we're doing is we're taking this unit, which is developed by Victron as a way to bring your battery cables in, and then a separate unit would distribute that out to your chargers and to your loads. So it's not designed to hold mega fuses like the Lynx distributor is. We're going to change that. The thing the distributor has that the Lynx Power In doesn't is a circuit board right here that would connect to like a Lynx BMS system, and it would tell the BMS when one of these fuses is blown. And in most cases, I'm not using this with a Victron external BMS. All right, now the difference in price between a Power In, an M10 version Power In, that's important, and the distributor is about $50 on Amazon right now, which is, you know, something you can use for some other part of your system. The M10 version is important because that enlarges the holes on the end of the bar. And that's important because if you're putting a BMV battery monitor right here, the 3/8 or the M10 bolt that it comes with fits right in there without having to bore that out. Same with this BEP 400 amp switch. It has a M10 stud, fits right in there without any modification. So always get the M10 if you're intending to mount those things onto the end of your Lynx Power In. So first thing we're going to do to modify this is we're going to take off these sort of separators that keep the positive and negative separate in case there's just a little mistake in a short circuit. And then we want to pop off this bridge here. So all right, that comes right off like that. I lost a screw in there. Let's knock that out, set it to the side. All right, now you can see there's 4 recessed hexagonal spaces, and that's for heads of bolts. These are M8 by 1.25 bolts. I'll have a link in the description. We just set these right in here. They're stainless. They match the thread size of these other ones. And then one thing I do here is because sometimes if these get pulled up, they kind of come out of the recess bit, and then when you tighten them to torque, I've had one slip out one time. So what I do is I put a little stainless steel washer, again I'll have the link in the description, right there. So what that does is it keeps the bolt head further into the recessed hole. Now that that's all set up, we're going to put our bridge back on. Put our screws back in. And I set my torque setting lower on this gun just so I don't strip out the plastic. All right, now we're back. The next step is to make it look like the Lynx distributor. This is what Victron does. They put another washer down. Now, these washers are a little thicker. Not thicker, but wider. And it kind of matches the Lynx distributor. It doesn't matter. You could also use a thin one. I'll just do a thin one just to use the same one. That way you only have to buy one size washer. A washer goes down, and then a stainless nut goes down. All right, now I'm going to use my torque wrench. This is a really nice torque wrench by eTorque. They have new ones, and they also have reconditioned ones on their website. We're going to set this to 10 Newton meters. This is a 3/8 drive. Lock it into place. And we're going to tighten the nuts on the bridge to 10 Newton meters. All right, now that's something that you have to do even if you're using a Lynx distributor. The Lynx distributors don't come with that nut tightened to 10 Newton meters from the factory. So we tighten that down first, and then we can move on. Now I'm going to show you how we would mount a mega fuse from the positive bar to the bridge. We'll take this nut off, set it to the side, take off. They have a copper lock washer. So then we take our washer or our mega fuse here, and we drop it on, and it sits directly on the bus and directly on that nut. We can put our factory washer, lock washer, and nut back on. And then you would put your positive terminal right here, or your positive lug for your cable. Like this. We're using a 60 amp mega fuse, so likely that's going to be used as an overcurrent protection for a 6 gauge cable. We're using a 6 by 5/16 cable lug there, just as an example. And so we're going to use another washer, stainless washer. We're going to use a stainless lock washer. And then we're going to use one more stainless M8 nut. We're going to tighten that down. And then we're going to torque this nut and that nut to 14 Newton meters. Oh. And then we're done. Before you would put that cable lug on, you would probably have your negative on, because obviously it covers your negative lug. And then you can kind of sneak this back in to keep your lugs separate in case there's a little wiggle or a mistaken short circuit. That's basically it. Now your Lynx Power In is set up as a power distribution center. This is what I do. It saves 50 bucks. It saves the client 50 bucks. You don't have to do this. It may or may not make sense for you. Obviously, we're saving about 50 bucks at this time, but you also have to buy the washers, the lock washers, the nuts, and the bolts. A little bit of time. It might be fun for you, maybe not. I don't really care. This is what I like to do. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my other videos. I also do consultations for electrical design and install, and you can purchase products through me too. See ya.